Arr. Hello. Hi. Why does my voice sound weird? Fifi, what's going on? Hello. Arr, come here. Hello. I have a kitty. That's a kitty. Listen to that purr. Listen to that purr. Hey. Alright, back to more of the Cappy vs. Black Mordor series. Black Book of Mordor. Hi. Oh, hello. With me and Thief Kitty. Actually, I think I have Thief Kitty. So today's been a fun day in Lotro. I don't know why my voice sounds like I've got something wrong with my throat, but I do. Anyway. Hi. So far today, I helped take a back seat in moderation. Oh, hi. Hello. How are you? Oh, you are good? Oh. Thiefy wants a cuddle just when I'm going to stream. However, we are gonna go to Bree. And we're gonna have a bit of fun. So I've already done my festival for today, so I don't need to do that. I do need to continue on the Black Book of Mordor. So let's go find the quest that I was doing, wherever the hell it is. I need to talk to Gandalf at the Bjorninghus. Oh, by the way, as you can see, I did do the festival. I did get the comparison of the gala comparison. It looks really good in Arid Luin Blue, but then most things do. I haven't gotten enough tokens yet to get the other pieces. It'll do for now. Before we do that, let's go talk to our good friend Wenda here. The reason I'm late, by the way, is I was attending a wedding. Not in real life. Sadly, the happy couple couldn't have an in-game wedding. So they had they couldn't have a real-life wedding, so they had an in-game wedding instead. And I was attending that and hanging out at the reception. Okay, but now that we've got this, we're going to use it to sell things and clear up some inventory real quick. So inventory management, scraps, I don't need. I'm going to sell crafting recipes because I'm sure I already have them somewhere. Okay, Sabatons of the Traveler. Remember, I did want to get out of here. I want to reclaim that essence, so I'm gonna hang on to these for right now. But we just made some space, so that's gonna be useful for what we're about to do. Later tonight, I'll be hanging out with and listening to my friends at the bar, the Bards, Bards and Longbeards. No, beer, the BBB, those guys and girls. Always get kicked out of, get jailed. Their normal residence, their normal address is right here at the Bree jail, just so you know. If you ever want to mail them anything, you know, it's a good place to send it. I was also hanging out at Winterstock, which was a heck of a lot of fun. A lot of awesome bands. And I'll be doing that again tomorrow as well. Sadly, I was listening. I was watching TD's stream of it last night after my official stream ran over by 2 hours.
What can I do for you?
And here's the fun thing: is on my next stream on the official, on my next stream on the official, we're going to actually do one more segment of Rohan content before we actually move on to Gondor, simply because I had forgotten that that very last thing after you get the class trait point is a really amazing bit of story, a session play, and I think we should all watch it because it's amazing. In the meantime, we are going to the Bjorninghus via Holtvis. So I am on my captain, who is just dinged level 124 earlier today at the festival. By the way, if you didn't know, Hobbit Presents have this cool holiday skin, and if you score either the purple here or the white over here, so purple for the silver, white for the gold, like for example, I'm actually going to spend 8 Mithril coins and buy a gold roll because why the hell not? Oh, I didn't get what I wanted. Crumbs. I'll spend 2 more for a silver just for giggles. And didn't get it what I wanted either time. Dang it. Oh well. You can do that if you want to. I don't recommend it unless you hate having money. However, there are some really cool things in Hobbit gifts. There are pick-up boxes that let you pick from all of the things available last year. So if you never got the mount, you could get the mount if you got one of those pick-up boxes. If you got the gold one, which will have both gold and silver presents from last year, but not if you get the silver one, which only has silver presents from last year. Makes sense, right? Alright, let's go to the Bjorninghus. So no festival on this character, because a lot of people on the official Lotro channel and other Lotro streams have been playing the festival, and other than the part about doing a mission, there really isn't anything new there. And the part about there's new music. But you have to leave the walls of Frost Bluff to go out into the wilderness, like to the snowball field or whatnot, to hear that new music. Or you can be lucky enough to get the music box from Hobbit Presents, which rolls off a silver Hobbit present. I am not going to blow all my Mithril coins on a silver roll. I am not going to blow all my coins on a silver roll. I have got the music box on other servers. If I really, really wanted to, I could just transfer shared storage from another server. But I'm not going to do that either because I'm out of points. Anyway, when we last left our intrepid captain here, she was about to start the next chapter of the Black Book of Mordor, chapter 11. All right.
We find ourselves in a curious position.
All right. By the way, for those who don't know, I was having a problem with my trackball, where it wasn't clicking, or if I was like click and dragging, it would drop. It would like unclick in the middle of the drag, or worse, it would double click and use the item I was trying to click and drag, which really means I wound up using a few Virtue XP potions on another server that I actually wasn't trying to put into my shared storage. However, I fixed it with a piece of duct tape. Not duct tape, electrical tape. I cracked this bad boy open and found the contact and put the little electrical tape on there. So when I press the button, it presses on the mechanism button inside, and that presses on that contact and makes things happen. Really nice. So, last time on this character, we discovered that one of the two shades wandering around the Gladden Fields was the shade of Isildur, the lost king of Gondor and Honor. I love you, Bill Champagne, but I'm going to turn the music down a little bit because it's a little bit loud. There we go. A little bit better for me, so I can actually understand what's going on.
We find ourselves in a...
So this is the second king that we've met in shade form. The other one being mentioned in this quest text, which is Arvedui. So the shade of Isildur was bound to the land where he fell, much as was the shade of Arvedui in Forachel. But here, Isildur's shade was kept hidden from searching eyes by the arts of Gulfava, the maiden of the Gladden. Her sorceries made him forget, but as they fall away, I believe his memories will return. He could tell us much of what befell him during the opening years of the Third Age, when he perished in the Gladden Fields and the ring was lost. I and the others of the wise have pieced together some of the story, but here we have occasion to learn the true account, and I would not miss it. But it's not merely an academic interest, as important as that may be. No, the shade of Isildur may shed some light on another matter that concerns us most directly. I trust you have not forgotten the Black Book of Mordor and the dread Gurzoil who seeks it. I have not yet deciphered all its pages, but my study did reveal frequent appearances of the name Magoldir within its covers. Now, the records show an elf named Magoldir served in the company of High King Gil-galad during the siege of Barad-dûr at the close of the Second Age. Can this be the same Magoldir? Gandalf! You know elves don't reuse names. They simply reincarnate, or they're Glorfindel. You know, come on. I think it may be, and the shade of Isildur could help us learn more of him. I propose we return to Tall Sun to speak with Isildur, but not alone. No, let us bring some others who also fought at the siege, who might help Isildur recover his memories. I speak of two elf lords who have come to the Bjorninghus at this most fortuitous time, Elrond and Glorfindel, both of Rivendell. Bring them word of my intent, and let us all meet on the Isle of Flowers in the Gladden Fields. We will speak to the shade. Alright, we're going to ignore the other quest because that's in the Gladimir. That's side quest. Now, a goal with this character is to complete the Black Book of Mordor and also get her to level 130. So she's 6 levels away from cap. She does need gear, but she's going to get some gear coming up.
I expected these words.
Alright, for when I learned the shade of Isildur remained bound to this place, I knew it would not be long before Gandalf desired to press him for knowledge of the disaster that befell him after the war. You tell Elrond that the wizard also thinks Isildur might know something about Magoldir the elf, whose name appears frequently in the Black Book. Magoldir? I too fought at the siege of Barad-dûr, but I didn't remember an elf by that name. He cannot have been high in the councils of Gil-galad, or I would surely remember him. No, that is unfair. Many were the heroes who fought alongside the last alliance of every kind. Hi, I'm a high elf. I was there. Elves, men, Durans, folk, even some of the whole woodland rose up to oppose the threat of Sauron. I do not claim to know each of these heroes personally. Magoldir may have accomplished some great feat without attribution. Even if he did not, to perform one's duty without the expectation of glory is still worthy of praise and remembrance. You sustained your own here we go! Yeah. So this is high elf specific. Oh, when I did this as my previous character, I didn't get this content. And it kept you from the siege of Barad-dûr that concluded the war. You know that it ended in victory, but I tell you the cost was high. Even if his memory returns, the shade of Isildur may not wish to speak of it to us. Let Gandalf gird himself against disappointment if that be so. You should ask Glorfindel if he wishes to accompany us to Tall Sun. He also fought at the siege of Barad-dûr, but will no doubt be interested in anything the shade may say to us. Might say to us. Alright, we're gonna go talk to Glorfindel, who's over here.
Margoldir.
Oh, Moggldeer
The
is how you
name
say
is
it.
familiar, but not for any particular deed or duty.
He was a warrior in Gilgalad's train, I believe, but one of many. I think I sent him to scouting the reaches of Mordor on a number of occasions, but I do not know much else of him. Gandalf thinks that the Shade of Isildur might know more? Perhaps. But something gives me pause. Is Gandalf's desire for knowledge that compels him... It is Gandalf's desire for knowledge that compels him to pursue this course. He wishes to oppose the will of Karazgar, and he believes that uncovering the secrets of the Black Book of Mordor will prove crucial to that aim. But I do not know that I agree. Sometimes knowledge is buried for a reason, and bringing it out into the light of day only serves to reopen wounds once healed, to renew grief once accepted. Oh, snap! Foreshadowing! We know what this means. 3,000 years have passed since the War of the Last Alliance and the Siege of Barad-dûr, but for our people it seems still near. I remember the grief of those years and the hurts we suffered. What can be gained by dwelling upon that sad tale? Sauron was defeated, but at great cost and not forever. I fear what the Shade may say. He was once the son of Elendil, High King of the Númenóreans, but that was long ago. He has spent the centuries since then in darkness. It must have left his mark upon him. I will go with you in friendship to Tol Sen, but I urge you and Gandalf to treat carefully with the Shade, and to guard against sweet-seeming words. He is not what he once was, and I fear Gandalf may let the pursuit of knowledge blind him to that fact. So Glorfindel is kind of hiding. What's going on? Oh hey, I got a whisper from my DDO buddy. All right. Why do I keep going this way around the house? Why, chat? How is everybody doing tonight? What are you all up to? I know some of you folks are at the wedding on Landroval, or the wedding reception, I should say. And some folks are at Winterfest. I almost said Winterstock, and I will keep doing that. Over on Kirkhollow. However, I know some folks might want to actually come hang out on another server, or might be doing their dailies. What I was doing earlier today is I was doing my festival dailies on this account, in fact on this character, while I was hanging out as my Hobbit streaming music concert streaming character over on Kirkhollow, so I could do both at the same time. Alright, we're gonna run through the pond. Very shallow pond. Gonna annoy the badgers. Why, oh why didn't I take this swift travel down to Holtvis? I keep forgetting that's a possibility. Shame on me. So I will probably be hanging out at Winterfest tomorrow for a bit. But worst case, I'll be also hanging out in chat in TD Growl's channel because I am her mod. And in fact, I also am keeping an eye on her channel, even though I'm over here. I'm probably gonna wind up getting this this appearance for my main as well. One of the things I did do is I recently race changed my main from elf to high elf, so at some point I'm going to sit down and grind the racial things, because when I race change the character, these things, I hadn't done like this one, which I really need as a champion, and this one I also really need as a champion. Though I really like the fact that I have a res now as a champion. I can res somebody. So that's really cool. And I've always thought that my main was a high elf. You know, back when you could only be one kind of elf, so you... And it's like, well, my elf really isn't from Rivendell, but you didn't have the option of having any Balerion-related places of origin, per se. But that has since been fixed. And I'm happy about it. I'm also going to adjust my headset here real quick. And hopefully that warg doesn't come after me. There we go. I don't know how people with long hair wear headphones with their hair over their ear. It always makes my ear hurt. I don't know. I'm just weird. I'm weird, people. But then y'all knew that. This is not news to you. Alright, let's find a way down that doesn't involve breaking my neck too many times. This'll do. It's time to jump in the water. In fact, when High Elves first came out, I was like, I want to make my main a High Elf. And so I was hoping for race changes, and eventually we got them. I'm gonna check kin chat real quick. Alright, and I will whip out my archer here in a minute. We don't need him just yet. And we're not in the right place, are we? We went right past it. Not even paying attention. Okay, so we have a chill breeze disturbs the petals. Why am I reading the stuff you all can read? It's on stream. And I really, really, really love this story. So we've got the Shade of Isildur, 3 elves, and a wizard. So 2 spirits and 3 elves. You know, it works. 2 spirits, 1 is incarnate. Because, of course, Gandalf is a Maya. So, that's the thing. Checking Twitter. Making sure I'm not missing anything. Nope. Alright, let's go talk to the gentleman.
We must learn what we can from this shade. Let courtesy guide your words.
I'm gonna be... Gandalf, you're the one who's generally a bit tetchy with me. I'm not the one who's a bit tetchy with people. Okay, I'm tetchy with people. My character is the essence of grace and dignity.
The bonds of sleep in which I was held have loosened. but some still remain.
Alright. Many of them have already fallen away. My memory has begun to return to me, but slowly. There are still gaps in my recollection. But know this, if you aid me, I will do what I can to help you in return. I ask for only one thing. I ask for vengeance. Nay, not truly. For the target of my vengeance must be long vanished. I ask for peace, for a settled mind. I cannot yet remember the ambush that brought me low and ended the lives of my sons. But I know it was not the work of orcs alone. I was betrayed, though I cannot see the face of my betrayer. I ask that you help me learn the identity of this traitor. The passage of time has brought him beyond my reach, but I will not rest until I know the reason for his treachery. In that I will take some comfort and find rest. What say you, friend? You tell the Shade that you will do what you can to help him. Then my memory is yours, and may the empty pieces in my recollection heal, provide some knowledge that will be of use to you.
What is it you wish to know?
You asked the Shade about an elf named Magaldir, who fought for the last alliance at the end of the Second Age. Was it the last? He responds with a grim laugh. We had called it the Great Alliance. It took years to assemble enough soldiers from many different lands, and yet more years spent in fighting. We thought it was the end of the world. It seemed the war would last forever. He falls silent for a time, considering your question. I knew an elf named Magaldir. He befriended my sons, if I remember aright, and fought alongside them during the siege of Barad-dûr. And there was another, too, a captain, the same as you, who adventured with my sons during the last days of the war. Yes. Let me tell you what I remember of this captain, and through those words you may learn something of use concerning Magaldir, the elf. But before I tell you this tale, you will first need to recover something. The orcs spent countless years delving in the muck of the Gladden fields, and they brought the things they found to their various camps in the area. Go to the encampment southwest of here and retrieve a weather-stained coffer from within the camp. Its contents will refresh some of my memory, and then I will speak to you of the captain who befriended my sons and was allied with Magaldir the elf. Alright, I will need my archer for this. Alright, let us go kill bad guys. Why am I a captain wearing a really old outfit? Because this is, of course, is a crafted gear from... It's not even heavy armor. It's, I think, an expert or a supreme. It's like 3rd or 4th tier items from like level 42, I think. You know what we can do is I can indeed put on something more appropriate to the character, I think. Firstly, we're gonna put this on and make him my dude. Oh, hey. I'm gonna use that. Gonna use that. And I'm gonna pop up my wardrobe. I don't think I have the wardrobe set on this character. At least not the outfit I'm looking for. Nope, that's a TD outfit. That's the other TD outfit. Don't tell TD I'm doing this. We're gonna wear something in Iridluin blue because that's what we do. And we're gonna go for... We're gonna go for the Great Alliance set, which is, you know, appropriate for... Let's choose the boots of the Great Alliance. We want, of course, the cloak of the Great Alliance, which I freaking adore. It's about time I actually wore this in combat. The chest piece. And the greaves. Those honestly don't look very useful. And the pauldrons. Oh, and the gloves. With the gloves, through the gloves. Now, the thing here is, I don't necessarily like the helms in-game. I'm receiving a tell. Who is it from? Sabandreo. What's the word for when you're the one conducting the ceremony when somebody's getting married? Not counselor, not like the justice of the peace or the priest, if it was, you know, a religious ceremony. Who am I thinking of? Master of Ceremonies? Yeah, possibly. Hey Minole, how are you? Hanging in there. Playing a little bit of dress up here. Picking appropriate attire for what we're gonna do. Alright, let's pick swords, because I want swords. Let's see. Well, we've got that sword. Got that sword. Got that sword. I think this one, I like that one best. I just wish the little gem were heirloom blue, but it's not, so... We'll make it visible anytime. Okay, that'll do. Alright, we have changed to appropriate attire for what we're about to do. I was wearing my band's outfit, but we're going into danger territory, so it's not good to wear the band's outfit. And people in Kin Chat are talking about Christmas decorations in their characters. And they're like, where am I going to hang the mistletoe? And then, of course, somebody says they're hanging the mistletoe over their donkey's stall in the stable. Master Aiden, you silly boy. It's one of the things I love about being in the Lonely Mountain Band in this character is I have one kick-ass kinship. Oh, my horse done got killed to dead. I'm just ignoring these guys because I really just want to get to, you know, I don't want to delay fighting everybody. I just want to get the thing and get the heck out of here. Is my archer still entangled with somebody? Oh, looks like he's got like half a dozen people there with him. You'll be fine. So I also like having Wrath of the Firstborn available on my champion. So that's gonna be very helpful, I think. About to die. I was trying to avoid all these people. Oh, I kept forgetting to hit that too. Duh. Balviel! How are you, lady? How is life? We're all chilling doing some BBOM. Because I haven't done it on this character and I want to get the whole story completed before I hit level cap, which I'll probably hit level cap first. So I'm already 124 on this character. Let's hit this guy. In the face! Now, I will not claim to be a very good captain. So don't expect really awesome gameplay from me. Alright, got them both, except now I've got this overseer oversee this. Oh, screw you. Runekeeper or champion best DPS? Ooh, that's a good question. Yellow line Runekeeper and a hybrid red or yellow line champion are both pretty solid in my opinion. To be fair, I've mained a champion since 2007. I don't claim to be an expert of the experts. If you're looking for group content, I would probably recommend asking people who regularly play in group content, which is not me. For landscape, though, either one of them can do, honestly. There isn't much in the game that you can't play. Like, all the solo content any class can play, as long as you're, you know, keeping up on your quest gear, your landscape quest gear, and, you know, playing your class to the basics. Like, you don't have to know the most perfect rotation to be able to play your class on landscape, unless you're choosing to fight, you know, high-end mobs and everything like that. I mean, if you're choosing to do that, then you're taking your life in your own hands. Alright, we've got the coffer we needed. And apparently the wooden chest respawned, so we're gonna hit it again. Alright, let's go back to Tolsend. It's been a long day here in Lodro. I was hanging out at Winterfest earlier over on Crick Hollow. And also, I was just at a wedding, which is why I was late starting the stream. Because I had to kick somebody's ass in the trivia contest. So I won a couple of goodies from Duskspark. Thank you very much, Duskspark. Are you fighting people? Get back here. One of the things I will always caution about asking when somebody's asking for what class is the best for X, Y, or Z, the opinions, I would say get a consensus from multiple people, because it also depends on what you're looking to do with the character or the class. Again, even if you're asking, people about group play, unless you're at like world first kind of rating kinships or something, it really doesn't matter what class you play or what spec you play. It's mainly down to, are you having fun playing it? Because I can tell you from personal experience that playing a class and or spec that you don't like to play just to fill in, just to guarantee yourself a role in a raid, means that you're in a shitty raiding kinship. You need to go find some other kinship that will take you for the class and spec you're playing, as long as you're playing to an acceptable standard. I mean, the only folks that say, oh my god, this class is broken, tend to be the elites of our community. And I'm not saying that to be rude or to say being elite is bad. There's definitely a place in the community for the top of the best with honor, sir. But that's like 1% of our player base. So I would definitely look for what you're enjoying to play. Honestly, for a while, Bjorning was the best thing to play because, oh my god, they were so tough and they are OP. Okay, you set the weather stain cover down among the flowers, and now we've got memories of the Great Alliance. Ooh.
This is very interesting.
The half-orcs must have pulled this chest from the mud as they scoured the Gladden fields for treasure. Elrond opens the lid of the coffer and examines the items within. Old pieces of equipment, small trinkets of time-worn artifacts of unknown value. These things no doubt possess some meaning for their owner, Elrond continues, but to the half-orcs they would have seemed of little worth. The chest must have remained in the mud of the Gladden fields, forgotten and ignored for many years. We're having a little tease in kin chat. Aiden's in trouble. Aiden's in trouble. I just asked his in-game wife, who is not his real-life wife, if I was allowed to tickle him, and she said, "Fire away."
My sons and fought alongside the Great Alliance.
The siege about her door. This box contained all of her possessions. After the war, she came north with us on that doomed road and died. I forgot about this part! Okay. For those who don't know, the Black Book of Mordor starts in the Minas Morgul content. You're not going to the past. There's not time travel. You're reliving the memories of a person of the same class and race that you are. So there are skin changers there. There are there are hobbits there. There are men, there are elves, there are dwarves. So the way they made it so that you don't, so it's kind of like session play without actually being session play, is to basically let you be your actual character. Like all of your class abilities, your appearance, your name is all the same, but technically there is a person almost exactly like you who was back then, blah blah blah. Yeah. Alright. We're picking on people in chat. It's fine. Alright. So, in order for you to experience the story without them setting up an extended session play, is they made it so that you play an almost identical person in the past. And it's a really good story. So, we're going to find out. But I had forgotten that the character whose memories we're about to relive actually died in the fight here on the Gladden Fields. I mean, I forgot. I mean, now that I think about it, it's obvious because, like, where the heck did you get her set of armor? That also makes me wonder why wasn't her armor on her body? But okay. But I can say much of a story before its ending, and you may learn something worth knowing of Magaldir. As I speak to you of times long past, you are welcome to take as reward whatever items you will. She was the captain, same as you, and she would be pleased for her possessions to be once again of service in the fight against evil. Take a close look at these memories of the Great Alliance, and I will speak to you of the Siege of Barad-dûr. So, we're going to get transported to Mordor Besieged in the Second Age. In fact, this is the very end of the Second Age. So, as a High Elf, my character has already gone, was sent back to Rivendell like 7 years previous, because that was the whole story about High Elves, is they were there at the beginning of the Siege of Barad-dûr. They weren't there at the end where everybody died. Well, almost everybody. And this was such great storytelling on the part of Standing Stone. If I had thought about it when I was visiting the studio back in, God, forever ago, back in March. Yeah, it was March. Like the 1st of March? Yeah. I would have given Maid of Lions such a freaking hug. It would have knocked the stuffings out of him. Alright. Well, let's go. Alright. Now, we're gonna focus on the Black Book. Simply because I want to make sure that I'm already, the Black Book's chapter that I'm on is already under level for where I am. So I want to push the XP by, getting here as quickly as possible. Now, for those who've played Mordor, this is Dora Marth. And this is the only part of Mordor we're going to see during this segment. And this is the rest of Mordor. This is the regular Mordor, though. This isn't the... They've added some new names to this map. Not new names, is they've redone some of the names in this this other font. And I think it's the Ringbear font. Like, the Eisenmouth used to look different. Cirith Gorgor used to... They updated this map at some point. Which I'm digging. Probably when they added the Morgul Vale stuff. We'll get here soon. Because that's where we're going afterwards. But here we are. And again, look at the map. We are in Second Age 3440, which is the last year, the Second Age, I believe. And these are the names of places that we know. I mean, Barad-dûr, we know that name. Amon Amarth is the name of a really amazing metal band, by the way. In Dingarth, we know as the ruins of Dingarth. These places don't exist anymore. This exists. Actually, is that Lugash? No, I think Lugash is over here. But most of these names don't exist as names on the new map. Or on... let's go... Yeah. See? Here is the modern Mordor. And the only things that are the same is Barad-dûr. And, you know, right here is the ruins of Dingarth. So we're in the town that eventually becomes ruins. Let's go talk to the stable master.
We fight for a better day.
Okay. And of course, this cosmetic outfit came with the middle tier of the Minas Morgul expansion, which you can still buy for real money. It's half off right now on the old Lotro market. I think it's store.standingstonegames.com as opposed to store-new.standingstonegames.com. And what they're doing is, it seemed to sound like, based on what Cordovan said, is that they are going to get rid of those old cash packages. And then when they import or make up new bundles, when they put these on the new market, sounds like the cosmetics are going to be different. Things are going to be different. So what you see currently on the old website may not be available on the new website.
You there! Listen to me, for this is urgent.
Do me this favor, it cannot wait.
King Isildur plans to return to Dingarth in order to inspect the defenses.
As the master of fortifications, the responsibility falls to me to ensure that the king is satisfied by the state of them, but that is no easy task, for Dingarth was the first encampment we constructed after the Alliance pushed through the ruins of the gate, 7 years gone, so my character has been snoozing in Rivendell for the past 7 years. Oh, hi, kitty. My cat would like to say hello to everybody. Yep, he does that because he's a butthead. Hi. Hi. Here. Oh, come here. Whoa. Hi. Oh, he smells like cat food. He just had a snack at his food dish, didn't you? Oh. Hi. One. All right. All right. It has been repeatedly assailed by the forces of Sauron and rebuilt anew following the worst of the assaults. Isildur rules Gondor with his brother Anarion at the behest of their father, the High King, and there is no end to the worries upon which they must dwell as the siege drags on. King Isildur would not trouble to return to Dingarth if he thought our business here unimportant. He must know, as I do, that if the forward positions of the Alliance are pushed back, Dingarth will become our only foothold in the Black Land. To face defeat after such cost of lives and years would be impossible to bear. So I ask you to gather wood and stone from around Dingarth and patch up the fortifications. You will impress King Isildur with the sweat of your brow, and I shall impress him with my foresight and my leadership. Oh, I want to punch this guy in the face. Look to for resting soldiers and get them moving. To see such sluggards lazing about would surely offend the king's eyes. Go then and see these tasks done. And for my reward, I get a helmet. And as you can see, the helmet will be a significant upgrade. Ironically, it's actually going to... it's a lower level item. So we'll do this. Because we're going to take your helmet and then we're going to beat you in the head with your own helmet. Alright, stone for walls. Come on. Alright, wood for patching. So tomorrow, there shall be no stream, because I generally don't stream on Sunday. Ooh, it's Círdan, the shipwright, finally with a beard! Lord Círdan, when I last saw you, you did not have a beard. Well, technically you still don't have a beard, you have a little bit of a goatee thing going on there. You're chastising resting soldiers. This reminds me of World of Warcraft and, you know, hitting orc peons on the head to get them to go back to work. 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 Okay. So these doors lead out to the Eisenmouth. Hello, Stark White-Page. I'm gonna pick you up. Lost lore is acceptable.
Through smoke and blood we pressed, but against Mordor's gates, even the Great Alliance broke like waves upon the strand. It was upon the battle plain of Dagorlad, where for months we had spent our blood against the enemy, that at last I understood the Elven King's power.
Oh hey, this guy respawned. That's fine, he'll be the last soldier I need to talk to. My character sounds like a sim whenever I do that. Any of y'all played The Sims? I never really played a lot. I did get a copy of one of the Sims games from Elda as a giveaway in her Twitch channel. And if you don't follow Eldaleth, what is wrong with you? Do it. Do it now. Twitch.tv/Eldaleth. In fact, let's do this. Hang on, let me go check TD's channel. Right, don't I have... There's what I'm looking for. Wood for patching. And you also got one of these, a Blazon of the Great Alliance, which would let you port to and fro. Alright, let's repair the fortifications. In 3,000 years, it'll be super ruined anyway. None of this... Well, actually, it seems kind of strange that in 3,000 years, hardly any of this stood. Though it is kind of nice to see Mordor with, like, you can see the sun in the sky in Mordor. It's like, what? I'm not used to that. Not in Mordor. Oh, it's behind me. Alright, do I get a helmet that's gonna be a super duper upgrade? Maybe.
You improved the defenses. Good. Good, and just in time.
I received word that a patrol of orcs has been spotted to the south, leaving the encampment of Mokshapat. If we don't do something about them at once, King Isildur will be most aggrieved. Your work here is not yet done. Hurry to the south and slay the orc band before the king comes to Dingarth. I don't get a helmet yet? Dang. Hey, Super Saiyan. It's going pretty good. We're saving the world one orc at a time. Forgot to turn nameplates on like a dingleberry. Okay. Here, little orcs. Come here. Me and my archer want to kill you dead. That's a warg, not an orc. Gosh darn it. The orcs are a ways away. That is also not an orc. You know, we're gonna find more orcs down here, so we're gonna go down here. We're gonna ride because why the hell are we running the entire way? Though now, of course, my horse doesn't match my thing. So you know what we're gonna do? I mean, this is really too floofy. The snowflake thing from the current festival is too floofy for this. Let's fix this stuff. You know what? I'm on my own channel. I can say it. Let's say it right. I can fix this shit. That's not what I was looking for either. Come on, you. There we go. Mounted combat appearance. I've got 2 outfits. What's the other outfit? Hey, there we go. Let's actually make it match, though. Alright, Heirloom Blue. They obviously got Heirloom Blue and Indigo or Navy switched up, but that's okay. We'll kind of forgive them. Apply. There we are. We are matching. Oh my god, this looks so good. This looks so good. Let's take a few steps back to get out of the flowers. There we go. I don't have the, you know what? The lamp can stay. I don't care. Look at that. It just matches. Looks so good. Okay, it says there's orcs behind you, but there's more orcs in front of you. Let's go kill a bunch of orcs. Some orcs over there, some orcs on the right of me. There's an orc. Let's go kill this guy. Go get him. There we go. Got a new deed. Defeated orc south of Dingarth. Defeated orc south of Dingarth. Death by Oathbreaker. Where I put that wedding screenshot on Electric Train the bride and groom were asking. Let me do this. Let me post it real quick in my Discord. And then I'll just post you the link. Uno momento, por favor. Let's see. Stuff for Jude. I have a Discord channel where I post stuff for myself. That way I can use Discord. That's not it. There it is. That's actually not it either. I just took a really cool screenshot. There we go. Boop. 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 Open original. Copy. Pasta. There you go, Avantgarde. They, of course, are indeed welcome to it. You're most welcome. Yeah, because I was actually, you know, talking up the community in Slack as I like to do, and because I was, you know, mentioning we were watching the Bards of Valinor playing over at Winterfest, and it's like, what the hell, like 24-person band? Are you kidding me? And then I was like, you know, since I was at the wedding, is, you know, here's a screenshot of this wedding, and I explained, because I knew that Cord had sent you guys goodies to hand out. Because our community manager is awesome. Don't anybody let you tell you otherwise. Don't tell him I said so. He'll think I'm buttering him up or something. Not that I need to. It's like, hey Cord, wanna go play snowballs? No, I don't wanna play snowballs. And what happens? We play snowballs. Hi, kitty. Oh, why did it have to be an archer? But I don't want to kick the berserker. He's right there. There we go. Come on. You little shit. I don't mean you, cat. Hi, cat. Yeah, what I did is I posted it in Slack, which is where Cordovan communicates with those of us on the Lotro stream team. So basically, anybody on the stream team could see it, and Cord could see the cool shit that our players do. So yeah, it's there in Slack for members of the stream team to see. That's where we communicate with Cordovan, or rather, he communicates with us when he wants to tell us something. So you can just hand that link to anybody. Now that is publicly visible. So if anybody wants to, like, you know, save it or whatever, use it for wallpaper, throw darts at it, I don't know. What? What? Listen to this. He's being a loud shit tonight, aren't you? Okay, see, I'm not even paying attention to the quest text. Investigate the sound of orc voices far to the south of Dingarth. So... Oh, hi. Oh, hi. He is being a butthead. What are you doing? Remember somebody did a song about the Sula kill? Was that at last week's BBB or something? Who did a song? It's like, I want a Sula kill for Christmas or something. Somebody did that song. I remember it this week or something. Anyway. An elf stands among the bodies of a slain orc raiding party. It is Magaldir.
afraid you have come too late to join the festivities, friend.
These orcs thought to do some mischief to the Alliance, but they were neither stealth nor clever enough to escape my notice. They felt the bite of my blade and did not like it. I am called Magaldir. My sword is Orthadel, the rising star. It has proven the undoing of orcs and evil men for the long years of the siege. I serve in the company of Gil-galad, as do you, but I confess we have not shared words before now. A pity, friend, for war is a lonely endeavor. My errand today was to scout the southern reaches and report discovery of anything suspicious. But if I suspect anything now, it is that these orcs should have known better than to come this far west. Even after these long years of siege, they still test the encampments of both men and elves, probing for weaknesses. If they think we will relax our guard, they are mistaken, and we will prove it, and we will prove it ever so. It is a pleasure to meet you, friend. You came today from Dingarth? Return there now and relay word of this orc raiding party to whichever leader there has the command. These orcs have come to the end of their raiding days and will trouble us no further. Okay, so he's got a nice outfit. Look at that. Nice elven outfit. However, let's get on back to town. What deed did I get? Learn of the many battles fought. Oh man, there's 100. That's a big... Anyway. So what other kinds of prizes were handed out today? I mean, I got... what did I get? For the round of trivia that I won, I got some universal solvents, some scrolls of empowerment, and pie. Pie is good. And of course I got the stuff that you gave me, Abon. What's going on in Kin Chat? I'm sorry, I'm reading Kin Chat to see where somebody is plotting for BBB tonight, so. Game client laggy. Do I get a helmet? I see Otar, the Squire of Isildur, up there. We'll go talk to him soon enough.
What do you say of the orcs? Dead?
Good, but it does not matter. Otamo scowls and clenches his fist. Isildur has chosen not to come to Dingarth. This was my opportunity to press the King of Gondor with my maintenance of the defenses, and now it has come to naught. I spoke of Dingarth's importance to the Great Alliance, but it seems Isildur does not agree after all. Instead of a personal visit, he has sent his sons to assess the defenses. His sons only! They can bestow neither land nor title, not while their father lives. Bah! Okay. This is what we're gonna do to this guy. Fish slap that little bitch. Alright, we're gonna take his disappointment and wear it proudly.
This disrespect cannot stand.
If the king chooses not to meet with me himself, well, I shall extend to him the same discourtesy by not meeting with the sons he sent in his stead. You meet with them. I find myself otherwise engaged. He cannot spare the time to meet with 3 unproven striplings, sons of the king though they may be. One of them stands yonder. Do you see him? He's to the northeast, dressed in green. See what he wants and why his father could not deign to visit us himself. Yeah, this guy needs to have... I don't know, he needs to be beat in the face. Alright, I've got a nice helmet. Let's see what that does. Yeah. 129,000 into 132,000. Not bad, fam. Not bad at all. So yeah, that was a significant upgrade of might, vitality, physical mastery, and crit rating. So yeah. Getting some more of those will be nice. And we're gonna run until 11:30 tonight because I started at 8:30. So the sun's to the northeast. They're not there yet. Where were the suns? Oh, I see a stark white page though.
They sought to discourage him, but he would not be daunted. And so, though it pained them, Elrond and Círdan both came forward.
Oh, here he is. Duh. See, if I'd looked on the quest map, I would have seen the glowing quest ring. They've recently changed the quest rings.
Yes? Ah, thank you for the welcome.
Pretty simple outfit, I should say. Thank you for welcome, but I must ask you not to use that name. At our uncle's request, my brothers and I have agreed to take on false names in order to hide that we are kindred with the kings. You may call me Viamekil, and if I do not respond to it, keep trying until I do. One day I will no doubt be used to the name. When that day comes, the war will be over, and there'll be no further need to take these precautions. Viamekil laughs and nods in the direction of Ontamo, who's poorly attempted to hide his scowls. When the siege was still young, a few years back, one of my brothers met with Ontamo. The description he conveyed of him was not kind. He is a fawning little man, more concerned with his own elevation than with the good of the kingdom, he told us. From that day forth, it has amused me to ensure he never gets the ear of my father or my uncle. See how he stews? The siege seems endless, and jests are in short supply. We must find them where we can. I like you, my new friend. Let us take a meal first, and then my brothers and I will conduct our inspection. Honestly, there is little need for it. If the Alliance is pushed back from its forward encampments, we will have more problems than a well-defended Dingarth could solve. Let me know when you're ready to take a meal and sit with my brothers, friend. This'll be good. This'll be good.
This siege has lasted for years.
And so, of course, if you didn't know, I mean, we know the names of all of Isildur's sons. But Standing Stone can only use one of them. That's because, wait, do we actually know the names of the other 3 sons? Well, let me take a look here. Let me see if I remember. Names of Isildur. Oh yeah, they were named Elendor, Valandil, Eratan, and Cirion. So Elendor, Eratan, and Cirion all died in the disaster at the Gladden Fields. But the thing is, they were never named in Lord of the Rings or the appendices. They were named in other things that Standing Stone does not have the rights to use. So I personally think it's 5 shades of clever that they came up with this whole code names thing, because it makes sense, right? It's like, despite my dislike for the current sitting person shitting in the office of the President of the United States, the President and his family have code names. The Secret Service gives them code names so that people don't know necessarily of whom they're speaking, right? And the notion of Isildur giving his sons code names, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. He's back. Meow. Meow. Aw, kitty. So, yeah, the Sons of Isildur were all named in secondary literature that we don't have permission. Well, I don't work for Standing Stone, despite having my nose up all in their business. Alright. Signed. My brother's in sit for a time before we conduct the inspection. The siege has gone on for years. You can wait for the span of 1 meal, can it not? At any rate, I say we will fight better with full bellies. Not necessarily. If your belly is too full...
This siege has lasted much longer than anyone expected. Or hoped.
Well, that's true. If you have too much food in your belly when you're trying to fight, it will be bad for you. That's why you don't go swimming until an hour after you've eaten something. My youngest brother, Valandil, was born in Rivendell, and he remained there with my mother when we returned to Gondor in the war. I have not seen him since we departed, and he was a lad of just 4 years. Why, he must nearly be 11. Must be nearly 11 now. A pox on his everlasting siege. He will be a man grown by the time I see him again. What? I'm working for the enemy? Who's the enemy? One might say Amazon's the enemy. Oh. Come over here. You dingleberry. A dingleberry kitty cat. I always look at the picture of Thief on the camera, because I can't see his face from this angle. And he looks like he's so grumpy, but he's not. He is actually really happy right now. He's purring. And it is true that cats don't always purr, just when they're happy or contented. But he loves this. He totally loves this. I don't think the new Amazon MMO is going to suck. I know a couple of people who are working on that project, and they're good people. It's all going to depend on what their plan is and how they monetize it. They don't have any storytellers that I'm aware of that are on the par of Jeff Libby and Chris Pearson, aka Maid of Lions, and Chris Pearson, because Chris Pearson doesn't have a cool dev forum handle because he doesn't want one, and he's a rampant curmudgeon. He's also a really cool dude. But we'll have to see when it comes out. I'm sure I'm gonna try it. Why not? But we're not gonna see it until 2023 anyway. So, and if we're lucky, Standing Stone / Daybreak's new owners will already be putting in the visual upgrades on that investor slide, but we don't know for sure, but it's in the plans. But in order for that to be accomplished, they're going to need to hire more people. Isn't that right, Cat? Yes. Alright. The rest of my brothers have each seen battle during the long years of the siege. and they've acquitted themselves most admirably. 2 of them have come with me to Dingarth, and I'll be happy to meet you. The third will still be at the Black Gate, I expect. Now, wait a minute! One of the things you're probably thinking, record scratch time, is... Wait a minute. Isildur only had 4 sons. So if one is in Rivendell, 3 of them are here, and there's a 5th son. What? If they hire you, what, are you trying to get hired by Amazon? Good luck with that. Then again, I know somebody who's a recruiter for Amazon. So, you know. I actually would be happy working for Standing Stone, because I like the dev team. I'm gonna share a meme in my spoilers channel because it amuses me. It has nothing to do with Lotro. It's about Mandalorian. Because I'm that smartass. You're a writer though, and video game writing jobs are impossible to land. Yeah, that is true. Most of the writers that I know used to work at BioWare. Specifically on Star Wars The Old Republic. One is now at Sucker Punch, working on Ghost of Tsushima. One is now at Ubi Montreal, I believe. Or else they recently left Ubi Montreal and is now working someplace else that's not Ubi or BioWare. I forget where she is. I do know a couple of the Blizzard writers, but they don't write for a specific game. They write for, you know, they're like the Lucasfilm story group. There's like a group of people who actually manage the canon. That's the job I would want to have in a game studio or in any nerdy franchise like that. Like my utter hero in that is Leland Shee of Lucasfilm, who's the keeper of the holocron. Oh my god, he is such a nice guy. And I'm pissed about COVID because that means I couldn't get to hang out with Leland at Celebration again this year. Damn it. Alright. You'd write anything? And that's really the thing is, if you, for example, want to write Lord of the Rings, you better know your lore. Because because basically there's just stuff you can't do, right? Honestly, I'm going to give you some advice that was given to me about getting your foot in the door at a game studio is, especially for something really hard to get, like writing, is you need to be able to show your work. Writing requires a portfolio just as much as an artist gig does at a game studio. Is you need to show them something. It's like, well, I want to make games. You want to be a game designer. Okay, show them something you made in Unreal or Unity. Those are free now. You know, and it doesn't matter how good it is, quite frankly. And a lot, especially if it's a game design job, you want to write quests and raids and shit, is you have to show them that you're able to come up with an idea and execute on it. Because if all you have is anybody has ideas, everybody has ideas. I remember seeing early, like, I don't know, about 10 years ago, somebody's like, I'm going to be the ideas person at a game studio. I'm like, every game studio has 5 million people with 20 million ideas. Get the fuck out of town. Show me how you can make this idea actually be a reality. And yeah, with game writer jobs, especially if they're not like internships, like you're fresh out of college, super hard to get. And there aren't too many intern gigs out there either, unless you're gunning for Blizzard. Alright, walk with Yamikil to meet his brothers. I should be walking, but I'm not gonna walk. My true brother has taken the name of Ornahur for purposes of secrecy. My foster brother's name is Tarandil. Hail, my brothers. My friend will be joining us tonight. Hello. So, now we have learned that that the fifth brother is a foster brother. Of course, the foster brother is completely non-canonical, but that's fine. So, Ornahur is one of the actual sons of Isildur from the lore, but we're calling him by a code name because they can't use his canonical name. Alright. He cannot always be trusted with serious matters, for he's prone to jests and flights of fancy. It's good to find he is not endangered our well-being. Not on this day, at least. The siege has dragged on for so many years, it becomes difficult to remember what life was like before we came to be encamped within Mordor. Every semblance of a normal life fades, replaced with the deeds we accomplished in the war. Hearken to this. While our brothers fought at Dagorlad, Yamikil and I marched to Imlad Ithil, alongside other soldiers of Gondor, and fought to drive the orcs from that valley. And yet, if you asked me of my life before the war, I would find myself quite tongue-tied. Now there is only battle and waiting. To speak true, there is more waiting now than battle. I do not have the stomach for sieges. My life before the siege seems so distant now. Ornahur says he cannot remember life before the siege? I know it was years ago, but that still seems a foolish thing to say. I cannot agree with him. Were he my brother by blood, perhaps it would be different, but it is not so. He and the other sons of Isildur are my foster brothers, for the king took me to foster following our arrival in the shores of Middle-earth. So, Tarandil is also Númenorian. But I did not come here to argue with him or with you. I came here to eat. I suggest we commence that undertaking with no further delay. Sounds like snack time to me. Sure, I'm not gonna stay in here all night. Nope, we're gonna have a sit. Well, except my archer here. Abducted? Aw, sadly died with Numenor. So of course, in Numenor, that cursed sploosh. Your lack of a woman. Oh my goodness. Of the Theuda, hundred slayer of the Theuda, of the Itheuda were of course the Proto-Rohirrim. They do not make merry at Mildarin's expense. Seems I am always the subject of their taunts. Or either true brother. Oh snap. Oh, you mentioned Valandil without a code name. Well, he's not here, so we don't have to worry about it. The rings of air and fire. Two of the three rings of the Elven Kings. So am I time traveling right now? Not time traveling per se. The way this works is I am reliving the memories of a suspiciously similar character with a suspiciously similar name who lived during the time of the Great Alliance, which we now know as the Last Alliance. And so we're hanging out with two of the three canonical sons of Isildur and one foster son of Isildur who's non-canonical. And the Stark-White pages that we already gathered were mentioning this this feat of Gil-galad, you know, standing in front of the black gates of the Black Gate and raising his hands. One hand shot out fire, one hand shot out wind, and the doors fell down. Okay, so this was the most recent large expansion of the game, Minas Morgul, and half the expansion you spend time reliving the memories of a very similar to you character during this time. So we're technically, like right now, Mordor Besieged takes place in the Second Age 3440, the last year of the Siege of Mordor from the last go-around. If you're a High Elf, you just... No, actually, as a High Elf, you started out 7 years ago at the Battle of Dagorlad that they were just talking about. So your character, if you're a High Elf, is in Rivendell, crashed out in Thamsend. And so the suspiciously similar character is how they let this. So this is basically kind of like an extended session play, except you're actually playing a character who's extremely similar to your own character, and they wrote the story to account for all the races and classes. It's really cool. It's actually a very clever way to tell the story. All right. But who are these new arrivals? Alright, let's turn nameplates on. Worried soldiers, and I beg you will take no offense, for I do not mean to disturb the noble ones, but the boys in my company were hoping to find out if they knew anything recent of the Gazab Boron. Men such as they are can sometimes hear things sooner than the rest of us is all. Do they know what has happened to the men and dwarves that went to face the Gazab Boron? They last played Helm's Deep and now re-leveling as a High Elf Cappy. Oh, so you're playing just like me. So, yeah, Helm's Deep, ironically, is the latest content on the Legendary servers, and as of next week, it will not be the newest content there. Yay, Gondor is coming to Legendaries. So I'll be playing that on my official show Friday. Though I will play one coda, one little epilogue to Rohan before I do. Because I had forgotten there was this really cool epilogue story. It'll be fun. Let me check a Discord real quick. It's a Drakok thing. Nothing in the Discords I need to worry about. But I still have to check. TD's still going at Winterfest. Alright. Gazab Boron, the Storm of Wrath, a vast Easterling horde sworn to Sauron. So basically like the Golden Horde, it may be vast, but it is far away. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. What of the dwarves and men that went to face it? Has there been no word? Alright. Worried enlisted soldiers. I give you the advice I gave him. Do not despair. If the Runhoth that make up the Gazab Boron were to be a threat to us, they would have arrived by now. The Longbeards and the Thayuda will defeat the Storm of Wrath and return in victory. Their fighting prowess is well known, and their foes cannot match them. It is not the fate of King Durin to be slain by Easterling warriors, and I dare say Honoric Hundred Slayer will need a new epithet once his victory against the Horde is complete. For the Horde! Fear not, word must soon arrive of the Storm's defeat. It will be any day now, perhaps in time for Tarandil's birthday. Oh man, you had to mention that. As we begin, let's see if Dingar's defenses remain secure.
Deengarth is as prepared as it needs to be.
As much as I would enjoy reporting that the defense is insufficient, if only to see Ontamo squirm, I cannot. Dingarth is prepared it needs to be. I presume that is your doing. Of course it is. I have taken a liking to you, friend. What say return to Adambil with us? You'll find the company much more pleasing than here at Dingarth, and I know my brothers will not object. There's one thing, however. You should think of a birthday present to give to Arundel, and bring it with you when you come to Adambel. Ask him what he wants.
I don't want anything, really.
Actually, if you can get Viamekil to remain silent for even 5 minutes, I'd consider that the worthiest of birthday presents. Damn.
Ah, he's always like this. Tarandil never wants anything.
Well, I won't allow him to get away with it this time. He is my foster brother, and he is going to have the finest of birthdays with the very best presents. What do you think, my new friend? Give me your hand on this. We will see it done. Viamekil stands up straight and gives a shout, which causes nearby soldiers to look up in alarm. I've got it! We're going to give my foster brother the only thing he truly wants. We're going to give him an end to the war. Let us do what we can to bring an end to this endless siege of Mordor. What will make the very best present, will it not? Like every good plan, this will take some doing. Go slay some orcs and some wargs and collect trophies from them. We can deliver them to Tarandil at the encampment at Adambel and tell him they are just the first part of his birthday present. He will love it, friend. Trust me. He's right here! Alright. Let me resummon my dude. My archer and I are gonna go kill some guys for you. Alright. And you know, of course, I want to go up here and talk to Otar because he, of course, is the Esquire of Isildur.
Listen well to my orders.
Alright. Well, I'm not going to just remove food for you. I am following this story. I'm not even going to talk to the supplier and whatnot because I have a traveling supplier. The men of Numenor have poor hearing, I suppose so. Let us go find us some orcs and some wargs. Now, the last time I came through here, people were teasing me about the fact that I love the Ithil Skarn, and I was always going out of my way to attack the Skarn, and I can't! I don't have crafting ground up on this character yet, so no hitting the Skarn for me. However, we are going to hit this warg over here. Come here, you. Let me also reset him as my blade brother. Dead puppies aren't much fun. Alright, we do have to be careful, of course, because the 9 are roaming about these parts of the country, and they will kick our ass. Nice being able to solo all those group quests except the one with the super jumbo boss guy. Yes. It also depends on what class you're playing. Some classes are easier to solo with than others. Like Hunter, Champion, even Guardian is generally easy. Guardian is the slowest though. Guardian takes forever to kill anything compared to the others though. Redline Guardian has got better for a while. And then they nerfed it because they realized that Redline Guardians were actually putting out as much damage as actual pure DPS classes, and it wasn't fair because people would just take, Guardians instead of, Champions or whatever. But right now I keep hearing people complaining in Court of the Rings about how champions need some work and guardians need some work and everybody needs some work. And I'm like, do your class really need work, or are you just pissed because you're not putting out as much DPS as a pure DPS class and you're not a DPS class? That's always a thing that, you know, I listen to the comments in Court of the Rings and it's like, okay, are you like one of the top 1% of our players? If so, sit down. Your class isn't broken. Because actually, there isn't any class of the game that's broken that you can't play. For like the majority of players, every class is viable in landscape as long as you're not trying to play over, you know, always run red quests and, you know, are super under geared and you're not paying attention to the basic mechanics of how your class plays, you'll be fine. Captain is good. Captain right now is the meta for tanking, and Guardian players are pissed about this. Like, of the super elite Guardian players are like, why the hell is this Captain doing better tanking than I am? I'm the Guardian. I'm supposed to be the only tank the game has. And they were saying the same shit about Bjornings when Bjornings first came out. And for the longest while, Runekeepers were like the #1 DPS class. And it's like, why? So what happened was Standing Stone nerfed Runekeepers a bit to make them more in line with the other DPS classes, and then all of a sudden the Runekeepers started bitching. It's like, it seems like to me, like a certain segment of the game population are all, and this isn't even a Lotro thing, I see this in other MMO communities too. It's like, if their class isn't OP, then they're pissed. And if their class is OP, they're like, don't nerf my class, bro. It's like, people want to be the best of the best of the best with Honor Sir, and they don't really seem to care about game balance. They claim to, but they don't really. At least that's the way I perceive it. I could be wrong. Yeah, more casual players often seem to forget their allies. Guilty. Making sure those up to date. Yeah, actually, I hadn't kept up on my minstrels allies for the longest, and so it was like literally LI fresh off the imbuement cart, and I started using the LI here in the Mortal. I was like, wow, this is actually a lot better. What the hell? Why didn't I do this before? This is true, Balbio. I mean, the only things that aggravate me in this kind of thing is folks being selfish about their class, that they get pissed if their class suddenly isn't overperforming because they want to be able to kick every, you know, they want easy mode in PvP. They don't want to work for PvP. Or it's when somebody is so... I mean, there's definitely an extreme. There's like the extreme of being like the best of the best of the best with honors, and if you're not doing it exactly the same way that I'm doing this game, then you suck and blah, blah, blah. No. And then the other end of it is like, I don't even want to bother to learn how the basic mechanics of my class play. I just want to go in and hit a couple buttons, and that's good. And both of those extreme mentalities drive me bananas. So I'm lazy as fuck about playing my characters in my class, but I at least try a little bit, right? Oh, you got a Berg bag? What is a Berg bag? Oh, the bag of tricks? The bag of thingies? Hello, little warg. Not to be confused with Aiden the little warg. Yeah, the class items for Bergs. I do have a 120 Berg. She is a Valar character because Valar's fucking cheap. You're not gonna... I mean, honestly, when Valors are 75% off, you're gonna buy yourself a buttload of Valors, which is what I did last year when they were on 75% off. Though I did buy 2 this time. One is... because I already have every class to 120. Though I have 2... actually, this character was a 105 Valor. Because, why not? But I do always recommend... I mean, some people say, don't Valor a character if you don't know how to play the class. So, like, okay, why don't just people do whatever they want? The main thing is, when it comes to Valors, is I would recommend somebody at least trying the class out to, like, level 50. Simply because you'll have most of your traits. You'll have, you know, you'll have everything except LIs down. You'll have the basics of how to play the class, and then you Valar and life is good. Because, you know, you just want to play with your friends. You want to play with your friends. Ooh, throne runs. Oh, man. I want to do a throne run! Except the servers that people are still doing throne runs on, and not Landroval. I want that cloak, damn it. And one thing I do like about Lotro, it's also infuriating about Lotro, is the fact that you still can't solo certain raids because of mechanics. I'm used to WoW, where you can pretty much solo every raid if you're super over level. And also at a much lower gap. Well, it was a much lower gap before they changed the level cap and rewired all their, you know, changed their level cap to 60. It was 120. Well, they changed it to 50, and then they went to the new expansion. Good times. But I try not to be that player that says if you're doing XYZ, you're doing things wrong, because what the hell do I know? There's a warg. Okay, you're not getting me trophies. Let me go to where the trophies are. Yeah, I gotta go a bit south and go find some orcses. Take a couple weeks out because the holiday's gonna try to get going with the Abyss. Ooh, that sounds like fun. I mean, I don't mind raiding, but with Lotro, you really have to know a lot more about how to play your class to raid than, say, WoW. WoW, you can do looking for raid, and as long as you have a basic idea of how your class plays, you're fine. And you don't stand in the stupid. As long as you're trying to just be DPS. If you're trying to tank or heal, you really should know the fights before you go into LFR. Much less actual proper raiding, which I don't do. It's just when the video game is too much like work, then it's like, no. For those who enjoy it, more power to you. I don't, you know, I don't fuss about it, but it's just like, it's too much stress for my life, right? Not standing in this stupid, yeah. There was an achievement during Cataclysm. Because during the Cataclysm pre-patch event, what happened was Deathwing was flying over a couple of different zones in Azeroth. And he would drop these big puddles on the landscape that if you stepped in, it would kill you. And so you got an achievement called Stood in the Fire. I got the achievement when I was on a flight path from one place to another. He went across the zone, and I died, and I was on a flight path. You're supposed to be immune to shit like that. It's like being on a Stable Master mount. You're supposed to be immune to all that shit. Yeah, well. It was a funny way to get the thing, though. Alright, I need one more orc. Hello, orkies. Not hill breakers. I want an actual orc. Not Mork from Orc. Not a Stoneclaw. I see you down there. You are going to be my 8th victim tonight. There we go. Find Tarandiel at the encampment of Adambel. We can do that. I appreciate all y'all hanging out here. Well, I'm normally, it's just Saturday night playing some Lotro. I do have some 2 pieces of art to, one to even start, and 1 to finish. And then I'm still waiting on information to do the 3rd one. So if you haven't put in your entry for this month's art raffle, !snowballs in chat will get you entered into the drawing. The drawing will be done on the last stream date of the year. And I believe that's probably going to be the 30th of December, I want to say. Because that will be a Wednesday. Yeah, it looks like the 30th. It's going to be the date I do that drawing. Because New Year's Day I'll be on the official channel doing a 5-hour Lotro marathon because Professor Corey will be out. I imagine Cordovan will also be out, but I don't take over his time slot anymore. He didn't say it, he didn't tell me not to. Tarandiel nods in greeting as you approach. It's the king. I'm gonna bow to the king. And I really hate how elf women bow. Looks like you're sticking your butt out there. And by the way, let's take a look at how older Isildur looks from the last time we saw him. Because Isildur didn't have a beard, or he had a very close cropped beard, and he didn't look like his eyes had seen some shit back then. Though, to be fair, Isildur was born in Numenor, so he saw some shit. But yet, his young foster son here also looks like needs some sleep. He's got the sunken eyes, like his eyes are this pits of despair. I
told you I wanted for nothing, friend.
At least nothing in your power to give. Why should Tarandiel ask for naught when the war shows no sign of stopping? Give me an end to the siege and I will measure it my finest birthday since the war began. But even that would bring little comfort to my heart. These years have been hard and one good day cannot balance out the rest. Viamikil thought I would want these trophies for present. They smell terribly, but I tell you true that my brother usually smells much worse. Oh! Damn! Shots fired. Be not offended if I cast them into a fire and rid the soldiers here of their stench. It is a pity that Viamikil's odor cannot be cleansed so easily. Oh. Damn. King Isildur of Gondor shakes his head disapprovingly and calls you to him. Yes, Your Majesty.
Do not encourage my sons in this foolishness, or you will risk my anger.
Oh, damn. I've taught them the importance of an even temperament and a steady hand, for my sons are of a king's lineage, and a ruler has no time for jest. If you are a friend to them and to me, you will remind them of this from time to time. Tarandiel is mine to foster, and while he is not of the line of kings, he is still dear to me. I deal with him as I deal with my sons. It is my hope that he will prove a good example to them and guide them on their path wherever it leads.
I cannot blame them for relaxing their guard.
When first we pushed through the ruins of the Black Gate with the vanguard, it seemed victory was near, and Sauron must surely abandon the fight, yet it was not so. He hid within his tower, the coward, sealing the door against us, and he has not been seen again. Days turned to weeks, weeks turned to months, and then at last we measured the time in years. It seems The siege seems without end. Sauron is trapped in his tower, and though his servants test us from time to time, the Dark Lord seems content to outlast us, or at least make the attempt. I would rather he faces in battle and put an end to this endless waiting. Is it any wonder that the idleness causes my sons to chafe, sharpening their tongues and not their weapons? It is difficult to remain alert when combat with the enemy is merely a memory, and our swords untested, our shields unbattered. Perhaps Sauron makes us wait in the hope that we will grow tired and abandon the cause. If that be so, he is the more fool than we thought. We will wait as long as is necessary. And it looks like we're going to get a chest plate next. Also a significant upgrade. Oh, buddy! That'll be an upgrade.
Alas, I now know what I did not know then.
Sauron did not hide from us out of fear, and he did not think to outlast us with time alone. Nay, it was with purpose that he waited about our door, biding his time. He knew what we did not. The Ghazal Boron had won a decisive battle against the armies that had gone to face it. Even now, the storm of wrath moved in the direction of Mordor, chasing the defeated Thayuda and Longbeards before it. Sauron needed do nothing but wait for the Runhoth hordes to arrive, and wait he did, secure in his tower and confident his victory would arrive with the storm. He knew not what approached. We knew not what approached. We let the long years of the siege lull us into complacency. We would learn our mistake before long, but that is further ahead in my tale.
We need sharp blades and sturdy armor if we are to be prepared.
It's been some time since Sauron sent his orcs against us, but they may return at any moment, and we must be ready. Alright, with sturdy armor prepared to turn aside their attacks. Find a crate of whetstone somewhere here in Adonbel by the campfires to the north and deliver its contents to idle soldiers throughout the encampment. Remind them of the need for weapons clean and sharp, and see that they heed my warning. Do not forget to give whetstones to my sons as well. They may need the reminder most of all. False names will only protect them for so long, and in the end they must rely upon their weapons. That is the way of war. Now I must now attend my brother Anarion, but I will leave you with these tasks and my thanks for the successful completion. Alrighty. Which way are we going? We're going this way. The sun and the moon. Minas Anor and Minas Ithil. Hello, Stable Master.
Listen well to my orders.
What orders? They're not giving me orders. Ayartur, Prince of Belfalis. But you're not looking for you. We're looking for the crate of whetstones. There's milestones, there's a workbench, there's a study. There's all of y'all. Let's look on the map. Ah! It was hiding. Alright, let's go find some soldiers who need some work to do. Not you. Why? Interesting. Why do they count as something for a deed? Here's an idle soldier. Eternal. See? He thanked me. He appreciated it. Another page. I don't think I've ever gotten this even on my main.
But that, he guesses not. It may help us before the end. The foe fled before us, and we marched to the last great siege.
And of course, here is the whole Bitland. And of course, we're not going to do their side quests. We're focusing on the epic and the pages. See, they thanked me for their whetstone.
I will not spurn the gift.
I'll spend some of today sharpening my sword. Pointless shall be neither the exercise nor the blade, nor my new friend. Though of course if you spend so much time sharpening your sword, you eventually wind up sharpening it so much that it wears away. Because, I mean, what you're doing by sharpening it is you're actually shaving off tiny, tiny fragments of the actual blade. Let's jump over the wall. Surrender. See, you thank me. I appreciate it. There's the prince again. Another hobbit running around. Surely there wouldn't be any here. With the High King, no idle soldiers. And Elendil looks a bit worse for wear. From the last time we saw him, his beard was not so long. And I do have to appreciate the fact, and of course, this is Narsil. I do have to appreciate the fact that they gave Elendil a different model, because he was definitely taller in the High Elf intro. But this is definitely a completely new model for the character. Oh, hey, look. Gondor has black dudes. Canon! It's canon! I don't think it's canon, but I never saw the point of not having black and brown people in Lord of the Rings. I mean, I understand where the lore came from, but the actual game, it doesn't need to be that way. Alright, Tyrandil gets one.
Thank you, friend. I will make use of the whetstone and the warning.
Okay, one more. It's this away. Oh, it's the one up there. No. Oh, I was supposed to give one to the other brother? Oh, I didn't see his quest ring because it was behind the damn flag. Oh.
Thank you for the whetstone and my father's warning, though I needed neither.
Every day seems much like the one before. The orcs have not dared to tangle their words for some time. Still, there may be some wisdom in it. I think it may be worthwhile to ensure that everyone who bears a weapon has what he needs to keep it in pristine shape. Yes, my friend. Everyone, from the lowest soldier to the very highest. Indeed, even my grandsire should not neglect his own weapon. If we need to sharpen our blades every morning, I say even High King Elendil should benefit from his son's advice. Bring a whetstone and my father's warning to my grandsire, King Elendil, friend. You'll find him somewhere. Spare not the lecture. Oh, damn. Really? I'm gonna kick this guy's ass. Why don't I have to be the one to tell his dad? I'm sorry, his grandfather.
The tedium of the hours is a dangerous foe for an army at rest.
No kidding. I would not need 3 guesses to know which of my grandsons sent you to me thus, Captain. He spent too long in idleness and has forgotten the danger. But a forgotten enemy long accepted is even more of a threat. I will take this whetstone and thank you for it, but know this, my blade Narsil needs sharpening but rarely, and I am not lax in it with its keeping. Let my grandson take these words to heart. A soldier needs sharpening just as a weapon does. And if one is neglected, neither can carry out its work. He should treat the business of war more seriously and leave the jesting to the tavern keepers and stable boys. Dang. Find some soldiers with which to train as a reminder to not let down their guard. Afterwards, convey the words I spoke to my grandson, as well as my displeasure. He has the blood of kings and should act such. Stern, yes. Yes, Your Majesty. Going to... Alright, off we go. Find some dudes to train with. So we're going for about another half hour and thereabouts. And I'm sure we're not going to be done with this by then. Because, of course, this was a good chunk of content back in the day.
It is the command of the High King. Let us begin.
See?
I am ready for you. Hold nothing back. My muscles ache already.
All right. What's really interesting to me is Adambel here doesn't exist at all in modern Gondor. Modern Mordor. Hey, look who's there! Let's check this out. Check out his snazzy weapon. Look at that.
It was only a bit of fun, my friend.
Do not let my grandfather's words sour your day, but look! Did you not say you met this elf earlier among the corpses of our enemies and his? He has now come to Adambel, and some errand will be pleased to speak with you. Give him a whetstone. Oh, Jesus. Magoldir nods at you pleasantly.
I will take a whetstone, and gladly. My own sword could use the sharpening.
Let it not be said that I took poor care of Orthidel, the rising star. In return, he might take poor care of me. Elf soldiers, like those of other races, must keep their weapons and their wits as sharp as they can. That has always been my experience, and I wonder if it has been yours. Yes, indeedy do. And look at that sexy upgrade. Tasty. Let's take it.
It is no accident that brought me hither.
And we are going to equip it. 132 to 135,000. Yeah, yes. Get rid of that. I came here seeking you, for I've been given an errand for which you might be well suited. These two eyes have the keen sight of our people, but the eyes of a captain might pick up something I miss, and your skills turn aside the danger of whatever we find. I was sent to scout the southern reaches at the behest of Glorfindel, leader of the Glenothrim, the Bright Company. They have devoted themselves to combating the evils of old that linger still in Middle-earth. Oh, do not mistake me. I do not belong to that esteemed group. But I tell you what was surely... I will tell you what you surely already know. That if an elf of the Bright Company asked you to do something, only a fool or a coward would refuse, and I deem myself neither. It is my belief that Glorfindel plans their next step, and the information I return to him could prove crucial. Will you aid me in this? Magoldir smiles and raises Orthidel in salute. It shall be a fine hunt, my friend. Let us patrol to the east of this encampment, skirting the northern face of Amon Amarth, and slay whatever foes mischance to cross our path. There's a location I would have us scout, and once I am satisfied we have not missed anything, I will make my report to Glorfindel. So find the location east of Adambel that Magoldir wishes to scout. Magoldir. Because I'm used to emphasizing stuff mostly on the second syllable, so it's hard for me to say Magoldir. That's the way the voice actor pronounced the name. Defeat foes of the Great Alliance in Parth Denath, and talk to Magoldir on the northern slope of Amon Amarth. Let us do these things. Strider, how are you? What's going on in your world today? You having fun? Have you had a good Saturday? Alright, let's see, where are we going? Again, I do like the glowy rings on the thing. It does actually make it easier to find stuff. Apparently, these harmless stone claws count as bad guys. We know the Krabane do. The Krabane. And alas, I cannot pick up the Snaga branches, what I call the Snaga branches. Well, that's actually okay. That means I don't get myself distracted and spend way too much time picking up. I mean, hitting the crafting nodes are good for XP, but they slow you down. They slow you down a lot. Well, they're not good XP, but... It's a warg. Rawr. All right, 6 of 10. Let's go for 7. Go get him, champ. Well, I do wish I could re-outfit the Herald's bow. I mean, his outfit is fine. The bow itself looks terrible. It looks like a starter bow. All right. We can kill a Sulak if we really wanted to. There's a stone claw up here we can hit. I yelled him to death. Alright, now let's find the location east of Adambil. Magoldir wishes to scout, which is, well, we're just gonna go over here. And we're already halfway through level 124, which is really cool. So what's probably gonna happen is tomorrow I will go hit up the festival again at some point. But tomorrow should theoretically be tabletop, unless it gets canceled again. Sadly, my tabletop group has been pretty flaky, so we haven't actually played a game until our DM. We finished our primary campaign, which is fun. My character got to do a lot of this, you know. But we're fighting against cultists, and I practically beheaded the cult leader. But then he decided.
Now let us see what we might spy from the height.
Like he was wanting us to do like a one-shot, completely separate epilogue. Had nothing to do with our previous game, different characters. It was basically a zombie apocalypse. You're in a mall, and you know you have to fight your way out. And I was like, I don't like zombies. I really don't like zombies. And I just wasn't feeling the game, so I just kind of sat there pretty quietly the whole time while everybody else did their thing. And it was kind of uncomfortable. But we talked about it, so everything's cool. But it felt weird. And that was like 3 weeks ago, and we still haven't managed to enough of us. Most We haven't had enough people in the group to actually be able to be present for a game. That we haven't played any games since then. We've been talking about what we want to do next, but we haven't come up with a consensus. Oh well. Okay. Magaldir appears into the distance, looking west, north, and east from the slope of Amon Amarth. I do not know if this information will aid the Bright Company after all, for all is quiet, and there is little movement upon the plain. Is there some filled reason for this calm, or does Sauron tire of his war as we do? I do not like this uncertainty, friend. See you there, the great fortress across the plain? That is Amon Fuin, the Gloom Hill. Tell you true, and that is a den of evil. I do not like it, but I tell you true, that I like the path of Parth Danath even less, if that were possible. If you're willing, I would ask you to come with me to Ekkad in Edhill, where we can report of this to Glorfindel, and maybe he will know what to make of this unpleasant stillness. Alright. Thank you for the follow. That's one reason why that I kept the lamp on this horse when I outfitted the horses. I wanted the lamp. This is like my favorite lamp other than the Halloween lamp, but I don't know if I have the Halloween lamp on this character. And the Scarred! I want to hit the Scarred, but I can't. It's not on this character. Let's keep going. I do have to say that after listening to this combat music in Mordor, and then them bringing it back here for Minas Morgul, I'm like, oh my god. Hello there.
Yet to dawn both, Elrond said. Never did even the mightiest of the Gwaithie Myrdain dare to wear two. But Gil-galad's mind was set, and he would not be swayed.
To dawn both? Dawn, you dawn the feeling? Yeah, we're not talking about donning things. Because, of course, to don something is to put it on. And in this case, we know of what they speak, which is 2 rings of the 3. Elrond was warning against wearing 2 of the 3. But Gil-galad said, screw you, Harold, I'm gonna do it anyway. Of course, this is all in the game story. This was not canon. But one thing I like about Lotro is when they extrapolate from the canon, it still makes sense from the canon.
For battle.
No. We're gonna actually talk to the Provisioner here, even though I
Brighter
have.
days are upon us.
Are you so sure about that? Again, we're gonna actually mash that down, and we're gonna mash that down. So let's do that real quick while I'm thinking about it. I hate when it does that. Okay. Sell all the things. And I know Big Ed Mustafa probably just cringed wherever he is because, like, you sold task items! Yes, because my point is not to grind tasks for these guys. This is the primary encampment of the elves, but yet it has a strikingly Gondorian ruin here.
We have arrived, and now I must deliver my report.
I do wish we had something of substance to tell Glorfindel, but no scout can decide what it is he finds. Let me know when you're ready to meet with the leader of the Bright Company. I sure am.
This way, my friend.
May Glorfindel know what to make of this unpleasant stillness.
Glorfindel and the Bright Company have accomplished many heroic feats in service of High King Gil-galad, but be not overawed. I have found them friendly and approachable, both.
That's why, my friend, Glorfindel will be glad to meet you, and he will hear my report. Whether the strange inaction of Sauron's servants will be as pleasing, I cannot say. I myself am troubled by it, but I do not lead the Bright Company. Glorfindel will know more than either of us, I expect. And there's one of the Avorum, which we, of course, know. I love their outfits! And of course Glorfindel's crown, or his helmet, or whatever it is. His circlet. Gonna bow. I'm gonna go look at the other guy, though. Interesting. He's got a satchel. Nice boots. Glowy gloves, glowy breastplate. Cheerful. A young face. Young elf. Whereas Glorfindel looks, you know... He's got some beef to his face. And of course he glows even further. It's good to meet you, friend captain, for in war all friendships must be prized. I am the captain of the Glenothrib, the Bright Company, and we are tasked by High King Gil-galad to undertake some of the most dangerous missions on behalf of elvenkind. You have not heard of us, I imagine. Well, that's because you don't actually exist in the lore, but that's fine. That is good, for none of us expect or desire glory. All we seek is the defeat of evil wherever it lies. It lies now in Mordor. We are few in number, but that does not cause us to shrink from danger. Rather, does it cause us to rely upon our fellows and draw courage from their strength. Meet you now, Lindellin, closest and wisest of my counselors. Watch him closely, for he shares our purpose, but possesses more wisdom than any elf I have known. He is my trusted confidant and a dear friend. Oh, we're gonna bow to him too. Now, of course, no spoilers, chat. I think Standing Stone took the Bright Company idea a little bit too literally. Yeah, I think so. Glorfindel speaks glowingly of my wisdom, but he boasts overmuch. I seek only the destruction of evil and take no praise for myself. If there is glory to be had, divide it among every member of the Bright Company and give no greater portion to one elf or another. Yes, at the lighthouse of Calaterian, I spoke the words that shattered Sauron's control over the Vandasar perched atop the tower, but I could not have reached it without the others of the company. Give the praise to all or to none, dear Glorfindel. I think you seek to avoid your own share and give too much of it to others. Okay. Hold a moment. Gandalf interrupts. Cease thy storytelling! Mm-hmm. Why has the old man interrupted the telling of my tale? Does he desire to hear no more of it? It was only at your behest and his that I began to speak of this sorrowful time, and yet if he did not intend to let me finish, he should never have had me start. Do you remember meeting this captain of whom the shade speaks? I do, my friend, but only a little. And Magaldir? Indeed. Notice Elrond's once more wearing his slumming attire. Why then have you not spoken of them before? Oh, the elves are conspiring. The Vandasar, what is its meaning? What does it mean? And these, of course, are also creations of Standing Stone. I'm not surprised you do not know the Vandasari, for they were treasures brought from Numenor to Middle-earth by my father and brother long ago. 7 only survived the realm's fall, but 7 was enough and indeed would prove to be too many. They were the Oath Stones, and they were set upon the borders of the kingdoms we founded. 3 in Arnor and 4 in Gondor, to make peace with the tribes that lived nearby. These were the Oath Stones of Arnor. Helkasar of Forachel, pale blue. Tarasar of Rudaur, pale green. Ambasar of Cardolan, red-brown. These were the Oath Stones of Gondor. Landisar of Ravanian, golden brown. Orosar of Erech, deep black. Aha. Erasar of Harad, clear crystal. Naldasar of Rune, white silver. I want to see those last 2. I'm just saying Standing Stone. Actually, I want to know where the rest of these are. I want to see the one in Forachel. There was a power in them, but it was Sauron's malice that turned vows sworn upon an oath stone into bonds of enslavement. He searched for the Vandasari, attempting to weaken our alliances and subvert them for his own ends. He found Erasar, the crystal oath stone my brother Anarion set atop the lighthouse of Calatirian in the harbor of Vialonde, and with his dark arts he used it to compel the service of the Haradrim. While we worked to assemble the Great Alliance, it was the Bright Company that journeyed to Umbar and broke Sauron's control over Erasar and the enslaved Haradrim. This ensured the Great Alliance need not contend with an army from the south when it reached Dagorlad, which might have proved insurmountable. I want to see these other stones! What brought they from the foundered land over the flowing seas? 7 stars and 7 stones and 1 white tree. The wizard shakes his head and fixes you with his stern eyes. I always believed the 7 stones referred to by this rhyme of lore were the Palantiri, the seeing stones of Elendil, brought from Numenor to these shores. Can it be that the Palantiri were the stars of the rhyme, and the Vandasari were the stones? How could I not have known this? What strange fog has clouded my knowledge on their account? It's not canonical, Gandalf, that's why. Yet these oath stones have no place in my memory. Was this the last of the interruptions I must endure? I will continue my tale if all agree to still their tongues. However, this is actually a really good stopping point for tonight, even though it's a little bit early. So I think I'm going to actually call it here, because I also have to get back to Bree and do a bit of dancing. So I think we're going to do that. Let's go back to the cosmetic outfit. Not that one. Here we go. This one. Yay. Turn the sword off. And there we go. It's time to get our butts back to Bree. I think Animal House is playing right now. Are we still, wait a minute. Are we still? I think we're still in the, we're not in an instance. So, I think we're gonna be okay. So, I think we are gonna call it here. And let me see what we got on tap here. Well, there's actually a whole bunch of people playing some Lotro tonight. I'm going to actually send you on over to TD, who is streaming the end of... Actually, I think Winterfest is on their last band. Let me take a look here. I think Master Zed Rock. Actually, there are a couple of extra more bands tonight, so I'm gonna send you on over. River Daughter is playing right now, so they're good, and I think you'll enjoy their music. So we're gonna send you on over there, and then I am going to get Thief Kitty his midnight snack, give the other kitties their midnight snack, and then we're gonna have fun. So, you know the drill, people. Be good. And if you can't be good at it. I will be back on Monday. On Monday, I will let you know what I thought of the job interview I'm going to be doing Monday afternoon. If I think it went well or what the results were. And hopefully things will be okie dokie. So, I will see you then, hopefully. And we'll probably be playing some more Lotro. Again, it'll probably be me listening to Ales and Tales. And I think I'll work on Ken's artwork, because I want to get it done so I can start Malphos's artwork. And yeah, things are going to happen. And then probably on Wednesday we'll be back on this character, playing some more. Finding out what's the next step of Chapter 11 of the Black Book of Mordor. And it's going to be fun. So, thank you all for being here. It's always a privilege to stream for you and to tell you all the shit that I know that other people don't know. Except for the stuff that I can't tell you because I'm under NDA. That's what happens when you sign the NDAs. You can't talk about stuff. But at least I have a better poker face about this shit than Cordovan does. Because when he has something he thinks is really good and he wants to tease us about it, he says, oh, I can't say. He gets this coy. It's like, oh, I can't say. And he gets his little smile and his dimples around. And his eyes start twinkling like Santa Claus. I'm like, you jerk. But it's Cord. He's cool. Anyway, be good. If you can't be good at it. I will hope to see you on Monday. Bye now.